sudden they become the demon in the midst and the monster in the midst, and we start calling them agents in the midst because they don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. If anybody here knows everything, you shouldn't be here. Now, that's it, and that's all. Now, I haven't read his book, but I've seen some of Phil's work, and he's a deep researcher. A lot of sisters, if you're going to listen to the brother, you're going to have to acknowledge his position about females, because his position about females is not always what sisters want to hear, but get past the testosterone and get past the male, I don't want to call the brother a chauvinist, but I can't think of another word, get past the male thing that he has going on and hear the information he's bringing forth. Why? What is it I need to know about the wounded womb? I'm sure they asked for a reason.
Well, maybe they'll type that in. We'll go on to the next question, though. They wanted to know, the next person wanted to know, do you think, what you thought of the current trend of interracial programming of this country?
What I think is it's too late now. I think the Europeans that have been duped into this color scheme that everybody calls racism and white supremacy, and it is not racism and it ain't white supremacy. Why? Because white people are, or what people call white people, are not supreme. They're the Johnny-come-laters on the block. They're not supreme. And unless you know that the word supreme means subprime, which means below the best, then okay, it can be supremacy. However, the system is racist. Individuals are not. And my people need to, and I've said it before, my people have got to, in massive numbers by droves, stop using racism as the excuse for everything that these people do that's bad to us. One, when you use it, you put all of them in this pot as so-called racist when they're not all in the pot. Some of them don't say nothing. They just sit in the corner and let things happen, but they're not all in this bag. That's one. The system works to exclude people. It's been set up to exclude our people in particular, because if our people come up, we raise all the people up. That's what they know about us. That's first. Second, individuals are either bigots, biased, they will form a judgment before having all the facts, which some people call prejudging. They are either ill-mannered, they are rude, they are crude, they are have no respect, they are serial rapists, serial killers, psychopaths. And when I'm saying, when so-called white people and white men in particular, and especially this particular beast type, has this massive anger issue. And if you understand the culture, you can understand how the anger issues follow them. Just like if you look at brothers, you can understand how the anger issues are following them. But you're talking about a young man who, it was the culture of his people in Europe prior to arriving here to sodomize little boys, to beat the hell out of the culture is about abuse. The religion itself is about abuse. It is a major practice, or should I say was, and I don't know, I'm not a Christian, I don't follow it, so I don't know what's going on anymore, but I've done the research. In Christianity, it was a major practice to abuse people. That's how they got off. It was also a major practice to abuse yourself. That's why when you watch movies about this type of stuff, they show these individuals that are diehard zealots self-flagellating. That means they have a whip or flog and they walk around beating themselves on the back. This is abuse. This is what it's about. So this is what they would do to themselves. This is what they would do to their children. And these little children, the Greek culture, well, how much time do we have left? I don't want to get on this tangent and don't have time to finish.
We've got about 10 minutes.
That's it? Dang. That's one reason why I want to take no break.
Hey, that's another reason why you need about 2 hours. This is clearly a 2-hour show. You can hold it down.
Yeah,
for 2
I should have
hours.
programmed it for 2.
Well, you had programmed it for 2, and I told Nova nobody wants to listen to me talk for 2 hours, especially not every Thursday. I don't have enough to say that anybody wants to hear.
Well, then that's the reason why it's so much, though. I mean, Sister Yaffa, it's just going to go on and on and on until somebody, okay, because we're watching the chat room, and it's like, okay, everybody's trying to get this thing together, and the only thing that I want to impart real quick is to the listeners is that when you come to a New Chemist show, we've got a solution for you, and the solution is everybody is putting the pieces together, and we all need to have this information so that we can be straight on really who we are in this scheme, and then once we understand who we are and what we are, then we'll know where to go and how to prepare and really how to start living, how to start existing. Because right now we're not existing; we're just merely surviving because of our consciousness, and we don't understand. We don't even understand our own minds and how they work, let alone all of what has taken place. But anyway, go ahead, Yaffa. In the way in the world, I want to take these last 8 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, everybody in the chat room say you need 3 hours, but we can go off air if everybody call in.
Huh? I don't know if anybody wants to stay up that long, but I mean I can go for 2 hours if you like, or we can stop.
Well, we can also go off of the ear for another extra hour, but everybody that's in the chat room will have to call in the phone number, or if you have a Skype, sign in right now on your Skype, and you can hear if Yaffa want to do another hour. It's up to her.
Well, I don't want to inconvenience people into this whole log off, hang up, call back, this other kind of business. A lot of people only were trying to barely stay awake to do the hour and a half because it's so late in some places. We can always try to pick it up next week.
Okay.
I really wanted to clarify you. Yeah, I really only want to do this show once a month, but
they saying no.
Once a month, too. We moving into a whole other dimension. We need it.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be out here on the air talking to the walls by myself. I have better things to do. Now, if people want to hear from me, I have information for them. I didn't even get anywhere near where we're trying to go today. That's why I told you not to take that break. And it was a little. You said 2 to 3 minutes. I think you played music for at least 5, but it's okay.
Well, that's a long joint.
You're not supposed to play the whole joint. You're supposed to play enough music to take a break and then lower the volume and come back in.
Okay, see, I'm taking the Ferris whooping, but that's all right.
Okay.
6 minutes,
I'm going to have to finish with the question because the whole interracial question, I haven't even really finished it, but I don't know if I have enough time to finish it. However, I'll try to quickly
come back Monday.
What's happening Monday?
You.
No,
you want to come back Monday?
Nope.
Her spot is Thursday.
Thursday, man. I wanted Saturday or Sunday, but you guys said those time slots were all filled up. However, on this interracial tip, these individuals have just finally come to the realization of what was happening, what we were trying to do for them when some of us opted to go to sleep for them. Would you die for him? Would you die for him? Some of us said, yeah, we'll die for him. And I'm beginning to think that it was a wasted effort, that it almost weren't worthy. However, what they are doing at this point is they have finally, some of them, come to the realization of, oh my God, you mean we were supposed to be trying to become black, what you call black? We were supposed to get in? It's like, I thought we were trying to keep the white race pure. Well, there's no such thing. And you're keeping the so-called white race pure is going to wind up being the demise of the so-called white race. Now, they misled these people, and they got them so confused about who we were and what we were about, what the deal was. And it was always an agent that would come in and set up some organization, and that's still happening today across the divide, across the racial divide. But even the Klan, see, a lot of people don't know how to listen when people are saying something that is contrary to everything that they feel. I'm a good listener. You know, and people tell me that, you know, Yaffa, for somebody that talks a lot, you really listen well. Now, sometimes people get me where I just tune out and stop listening at all. But for the most part, I can be talking to you and you think I'm not listening, and I can almost quote back verbatim everything you said in the last however many minutes. But then if you ask me tomorrow, I can barely recall. But one of the things that is occurring is they have finally started to get it. The Ku Klux Klan says, and people don't listen when they talk, and I listen when almost anybody talks. You know, the white race is going to disappear. Y'all going to make us mutts, and we're going to be black, and there's not going to be a such thing as a white man. You got to go to a museum if you want to see a white man and go, that's what a white man used to look like there. It's like, if you really listen to what they're saying, you can comprehend why they're trying to fight so hard to keep the white race pure. But because they lacked clarity of concept and they lacked understanding, they totally missed the point. Your so-called white race is going to die no matter what because it's not even a real thing. It's not quite, it's lacking something. That's why my homegirl says they are black. They're black because they be black. You lack melanin. Your eyes lack the capacity to see the full spectrum of color. You know, people with blue eyes are prone to night blindness, color blindness. People that lack melanin like that, they don't hear all the beats we hear. They don't see. They're just not in the same tune because they can't pick everything up because there's a deficiency that they were supposed to get back into the family of man, for lack of words, or get back into the race of men. And some of them that were never a part of it had the option while people were asleep to get into it, and they chose not to because they were misled by people that wanted to stay crazy. There were those of them that wanted to be right and wanted to be, for lack of boy, a Pinocchio that wanted to be a real boy. And these are the people that were trying to move forward, and these other people that are crazy got angry with them and started killing them off and kicking them out, and there's all this other nonsense. So now it's like, whoa, we need to try to get with these black women so we can, these black men so we can get in the bloodline. We got to get the melanin.
Okay, now, Sister Yaffa, we got
200 generations.
We got 2 minutes remaining in the show, and we're going to definitely we're going to lay this over to next Thursday. So, everybody mark your page in your
I will remember. I have notes here.
Your 3-ring binders and
a dictionary.
Dictionary, that's right. How many dictionaries? There's several of them. But we really give thanks, and I just want to let you know we give thanks in our sincerest gratitude for you being here, Sister Yaffa. We think highly of you and all of the research and the time, all of the work seen and unseen. And we got 90 seconds. I want to thank our listeners for tuning in this evening. And remember, Sister Yaffa will be back on next Thursday, same time. And tune in tomorrow, if you will, and listen to Sister Peyton Adele with Having Our Say at 9 p.m. That's actually 9 p.m. EST. And we just give thanks for your listening power. And Sister Yaffa, if you want to say anything in closing.
Thank you, audience, for listening in. Absolve me for not getting to finish. Maybe we should try 2 hours next week. We'll see. But can you close out? Because I gave you guys the songs that I want to hear, and I appreciate y'all playing them. But can you guys close out with Love to the World? Or can you not get to it fast?